I'm going to call this Oakdale Field because we are in a field on the far side of the moor. As I understand it, the moor is actually on the other side of this line of trees, and I suspect if I walk up here I shall probably find that what I call the Oakdale turning probably is this route along here. But we'll have to see, because if it is, then it's interesting to note that unless there's a way back through to the moor on the other side, not quite sure how to do this top bit. I do apologise for the wind. That's the fork there. That's the Oakdale fork. So we've gone in a sort of circle around there, and that's the Oakdale field, and then the moor is actually on the other side of this ridge. I think we'll head along here, and it'll head us back over this ridge and into the moor again, and then it'll just be walking down that side of the pheasant enclosure until we get to the Saltergate link at the bottom. This, by the way, is very, very pretty. I don't know how they've done this. It looks like it's planned, because look at the sort of knobbly way they've planted this sort of line of trees. Somebody used texture here with these trees extremely well. Do like that. Right, off we go in this direction. What is fascinating about this is that I can actually see from a long way to the ends of the earth trek. If I zoom in, that there, running along that side, is Burke Crag, the obelisk walk coming down to the golf course and then out to Jenny Fields that way. This, if we go along here, must be High Ridge, and Pop Bank must be sort of over there where that ends. That's fascinating to see it from so far away, from the other side of Oakdale, which is basically sort of this little valley in the middle. That's fascinating. I do think that's fascinating. There are little sort of cuts through. I think you find that we'll get to the end here, and there'll be a left-hand turn which will take us over to the car park there, and a right-hand turn which will take us into the moor. That's what I'm betting on. If not, I'm just going to have to come back and walk through one of the many little tracks, like for example this one coming up here, which goes, you can see, just straight through. In fact, this one's probably the biggest, actually. This one goes straight through. So I don't know if I'll find a right-hand turn at the end or not. If not, I'll come through here and sort of head down that way. There doesn't seem to be an established path on that side, but we'll have a look. Turn, it's early days, but there is this little bit, and this provides a lovely little place for us to sit down. I don't know what I'm going to call this. Shall I call this the Killinghall Moor Foundations? That's what I'm going to do. It seems to just probably be a sort of build that's been collapsed at one point in time. Killinghall Moor is over that way, going that way. Oakdale over there. And we're going to walk along the side down there of the field to join up with the Saltergate link at the bottom. But first I'm going to sit down here and have a sup. There is no actual established path along this side. That's the pheasant enclosure in there. So I'm going to head over back this way in a diagonal, just because we know what's up the bottom there. So I'm going to sort of head over in a diagonal and arrive at the crossroads back here. And that's it for Killinghall Moor and Oakdale. It's funny how I sometimes explore half a place and not the other half for, I don't know, months, maybe even verging on a year or so later, because we've known about the bottom bit of the north side of Killinghall Moor for ages now. Never looked at this south side. We ran out of time on the day, I think, allotted for it, and it's had to wait its turn to come back round. We're doing very, very well with time, indeed. Our next sort of little project, if you like to call it that for today, is to finish mapping the Highway of the Gods, and to cross Jenny Fields in such a way that we come out at the Old Spring Well. That's our next task. The Old Spring Well, of course, is in that direction at the bottom. So we're going back to the Highway of the Gods and hoping that we can get a path through the urban area to the Old Spring Well on that side. We've got 2 more projects after that to complete today, but it's only 1:30, and we have until about 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is the time I need to stop whatever I'm doing and walk back. Camera battery life is good as well, so all things are good. Here we are, we're back at the crossroads, and I'm going to walk across there and then out that way rather than walking back along the side of this forest.